Welcome to Stress Release Yoga. I'm Christy. Let's take a full inhale and exhale it out. Alright, so noticing how you are. I've been in air conditioning now for several hours. Why is it that the hotter the days get, the colder the air conditioning gets in these public or office buildings? So if you're noticing your hands are cold like mine, my nose is cold too. You might want to rub your hands together a little bit. So any way that you want to touch the fingers, if this is comfortable. So maybe just play around with, is there some particular pattern today of touching one or maybe two fingers to your thumb? Do you want to do palms up? Palms down. So just creating what feels like the right mudra for you today. So these different energy flows. I think we can get too into what we're told to feel or how, holding the hands or different postures are supposed to be good for us. And the original yogis were doing this all by observation. And so, like everything else, we can really overthink. What's going on with me? What do I need? So just trying to feel like I'm feeling today like pinky and thumb together is a good one. But it may be that you're going to do hands together. Maybe you're going to, sort of grip the fingers together. And you can see does one hand feel better on top than the other? Maybe it's just palms flat, or it can always be hands in prayer here. Feels nice too. Just see if you feel something or not. Is there a specific hand gesture that is calling to you today that feels comfortable? And then feel your breath. Trying to witness how you are in this moment. How's your stress? What are you stressing about? And then maybe noticing if what you're stressing about is just an old habit, belief pattern, or like a story that we start to tell ourselves. Is it something that's really true? Is it just something that we're thinking or believing? And so maybe you're going to shift some of those thoughts if you're finding it's just a thought or a belief. And witnessing any emotions that you have around that stress. So not denying what you're feeling, what you're thinking or believing, witnessing it, and observing what are those emotions around that issue. So money's one that I think is sort of universal. So that can be a belief that we can't make more money. So that can be something that we can shift. Believe that we already are abundant, be grateful for everything that we already have. But then also witnessing if there is fear related to whatever money stressors are going on. So witnessing that, acknowledging it. And then breathing into it. Whatever your stressor may be today. Try to witness what happens as you sit with those emotions. So no right or wrong. We're not trying to fix everything. We're really working on witnessing. So sometimes in that witnessing process, things start to just ease up. I'm conscious of what I'm experiencing. That helps me to calm down a little bit just through that consciousness of what I'm experiencing. And then sometimes there's just like this other little intuitive voice that will say to me, I'm okay. So in spite of all of my, worries, fears, stresses, stuff happening in my life that's not so fun, I'll also often be this little voice that says, I'm okay. So we just want to witness that. And just the more we witness, there can be this little magical thing that happens that we start to become a little bit more at ease with whatever's going on. Okay, so today we're going to work on spine. We're going to start with the neck. I'm going to use a towel today, so this is just a regular gym hand towel. We're going to use this for the neck. So grabbing something, a towel, a scarf. And I'm sitting up on a block for these first few neck stretches. Being elevated is a little bit easier. So you could sit in a chair, or it could be a desk chair, a dining room chair, it can be, I often use like a footstool, an ottoman, the edge of my bed, a couch, anything. But just being elevated, I find it a little bit easier to do some of these neck stretches. So if you don't have a towel, go grab one. All right, and then with your towel, so we're going to take opposite corners. And we're going to put it around the back of our neck. So these are called snags. You may have done these. I don't remember what that stands for. But we're going to drape it around the neck. And then we're going to hold sort of opposite sides. So instead of holding, the right side with your right hand and the left side with your left hand, you're going to crisscross. So you're grabbing opposite sides. The one side we're just going to hold down. All right, let's go to the right. So we're going to hold the right side down with our left hand, and then with the right hand, we're going to hold the left side of the towel. I'm going to move mine a little bit so I've got a little more length there. You want it to come across really your cheekbone and not across your jaw. So we're going to hold this right side down with the left hand. We're going to hold the left side with our right hand. And then so we're pulling the towel right across the cheekbone and gently using that towel to help turn the head. You can take a breath, and then we're going to bring it back to center. And then we're going to take it over to the right again. So I usually do 2 sets of 10. So let's do about 10 here. So this is 3. You can take a breath. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. And then come back and relax. So I usually do 2 sets of 10, but I do each side, and then I go back and do it again, and then I also do pull-ups. So we're going to try those as well. All right, so we're going to take it to the other side. So now we're going to hold, let's see, what are we doing? We're going to hold left side of the towel with the right hand. So that one's going to hold down. We're going to take the right side of the towel with the left hand, and we're going to turn our head to the left. Oh, so I can really feel it on this side. It's a nice way, so that's 1, 2. It's a nice way to turn the head and still have some stability. 3. 4. So over time, it really helps with range of motion. 5, which I notice in the car. Have a backup camera or anything fancy. So 6. So doing these has been really helpful. Well, just with neck pain. Where are we? 6, 7? 7? But also just being able to turn my head in the car. See who's coming up behind me when I'm changing lanes. 8, 9, 10. And then we're going to relax, take a breath. Circle your shoulders a couple of times. So I used to have all this like crunching sound in my neck. And over the last several months of doing these exercises, a lot of that crunching has stopped. Pain has gone away. I was having excruciating pain. So that's helped with the pain as well as some chiropractic care. Okay, so now we're gonna take the towel. We're just gonna hold right side with right hand, left side with left hand. And we're gonna, so you guys still have the towel around the back of the neck. We're gonna pull up now. So you have to tip your head back a little bit to try to get the occipital bone, the back of the head, into the towel. And we're gonna pull up. So again, we're just gonna lift up. So lift your spine up too. Pull your abdomen in, give a nice big lift up. So 1, we're gonna relax, come down. You might even let your head tip a little bit forward as you come down. 2, trying to lift up, so creating some length in the neck. Let's do 5 of these. I usually do 10, but let's do 5. 3, 4, and 5. And relax. And then I do the whole thing again. I do 10 turns to the right, 10 turns to the left, then I do 10 more up and down. But we're gonna let this towel go. We're gonna put it to the side. We're gonna use it later. We're gonna use it like a yoga strap. All right, so circle your shoulders again. And stretch your arms up overhead. Hang on to your right wrist, bend a little bit to your left side. Come back to center. Hang on to the left wrist, bend a little bit to your right side. So we're focusing on spine today. So we're doing some neck, we're gonna do low back, and we're doing these side bends and twists, trying to free up all the energy in the spine and just create more balance in the whole body. All right, big breath. And then sweep arms up overhead. So now we're gonna do interlace fingers behind us. We're gonna try to bring those hands to the back of the head. So I tend to take my hands up underneath my hair, so I bring them down to my neck and then kind of slide up a little bit. So again, right into the base of the head. So a little bit right below the occipital bone, so where that spot that bumps out, your neck comes up and then the head bumps out a little bit, occipital bone. We're gonna take the elbows back. So this is where being elevated a bit is really helpful. So elbows and shoulders are coming backward, head's gonna push back into the hands. And then we're gonna relax, let the elbows come forward. So again, maybe there's a little bit of a tipping forward of the head here. Take an inhale, exhale, elbows come back, head's coming back into hands. I think that's 2, let's try to do 10 here. 3, elbows are gonna push back, soften. Inhale, exhale, head goes back into hands, relax. Inhale, exhale, push back, head into hands. Soften, elbows come forward, inhale, exhale. Elbows and shoulders come back, head presses into hands, soften. Inhale, exhale, elbows come back. So it's a little bit like Kundalini when you do it this way. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, push back. All right, I think we've got one more. Relax, and then exhale, push back. We're gonna relax, we're gonna let the hands come on down, circle shoulders again, take a breath. All right, so I usually do 2 sets of those, two sets of 10. As well as a couple of other things, but that's where we're gonna leave that part today. Let's take our feet out nice and wide. So coming off of your prop if you're on it, We're gonna lean forward. So starting to work on the lower back, the legs. See if you can get your spine to be nice and long here. Maybe wiggle your toes a little bit. And then we're gonna come back up. Let's bring the soles of the feet together for a butterfly pose. Whew, low back is tight. All right, so try to round forward kindly. Being kind to your low back. I don't know why my back has been so tight this week, but it has been. So again, this is that witnessing and accepting things. So just like our emotions, we're observing what's happening in the body and then trying to just allow that to be what it is. Sometimes we'll find some connection between those physical sensations and our emotions. And then sometimes some of that tightness will release out. But again, we're not trying to fix it. It is what it is. So right now we don't have that resistance fighting it. We just keep trying to help everything along. But rather than this concept of something that's really wrong, we have to fix it. Okay, legs out straight. We're gonna twist it to the right side. If you're bringing right foot to the outside of your left leg, hang on to your right knee. Left toes pull in, lift up your spine, twist gently. Let your shoulders relax down. Soften the abdomen. And then come on back to center. Straighten out your right leg. And then bring your left foot to the outside of the right leg. Hang on to the left knee. Left hand on the floor behind you. Lengthen up the spine. Twisting. Soften the abdomen. And then we're going to come on back to center. And we're going to take the feet out wide again. Lift up the spine. Start to ease your way forward. And then we're going to come up. We're going to fold over the right leg. So look towards your right toes. Lengthen up your spine and start to lean in over the right leg. And we're going to come on up. Take a breath in the middle. Maybe a sip of water. Even though we may be in air conditioning on these hot days. I still need to hydrate. All right, we're going to look towards the left toes. Lengthen up the spine and start to lean in over the left leg. So we're going to use this towel on the back, but if you have your towel handy and it helps, you can put it around your foot here. And then come on up. We're going to bring the soles of the feet together, rounding into a butterfly. Let your back round, let your head come down. And come on up. We're gonna straighten out the legs, wiggle your toes. We're gonna bring it back into a twist. Right foot comes to the outside of the left leg, left toes pull in towards you, hold on to the right knee. Right hand on the floor behind you, lengthen the spine. Soften the abdomen. Come on back to center. Bounce your knees up and down, wiggle your toes, maybe move your feet around a little bit. And then to the other side, left foot to the outside of the right leg, right toes pull in, hang on to your left knee, left hand behind you, lengthen up your spine, soften your abdomen. Back to center. One more time into butterfly. Soles of the feet together. Round the spine. Let your head come on down. All right, coming up, we're gonna roll out onto our backs. So if you have a block and it feels right under your head, you can let your block rest underneath your head. Oops. So let's hug knees in. So we're going to use this towel. Oh, I thought I didn't close that other door. I was like, why is there so much noise out there? All right, we're gonna bring the towel around the sole of the right foot. So let your left foot come on down to the floor. Just gonna give a nice little pull in here. So you're gonna relax your shoulders. Take a breath. The left leg stretch out if that's okay there. Pulling that right leg in towards you. And then we're going to try to hold this towel. So maybe a little bit hard to hang onto the towel. So you can grab the towel. I usually will take my index finger and place it right between the sides. So if it's a yoga strap or the towel, I'll kind of have that index finger in the middle there and hold either side of, in this case, the towel. I don't know why, but it seems like I get a better grip that way. We're going to take the right foot out to the right side. So left leg's out, you're pulling those toes up towards the ceiling or in towards your knee. Try to lengthen that left leg out. So you may get a little sensation of stretch in that left hip. We're really looking for mostly inner leg stretch here. Left arm can extend out about shoulder height, creating a bit of a counterbalance to your right leg going out to the right side. Breathing. And then we're going to bring the leg back up to the middle. We're going to change hands. So you give a little pull in, and then towel or strap goes into your left hand. All right, let's see how this works with the towel. We're going to try to take that right foot across the left leg. So the left toes are still going to pull in and up, and then right arm can extend out. All right, I'm going to go close that door. So keep breathing there. right leg, come back to center. And give another little pull in to the body. So we're gonna pull this right leg in. Maybe we're gonna put both hands on the towel now. A little squeeze into the leg. See if you can relax the back of the leg. All right, and then we'll give our hands a break. So let the towel go, let both legs come down, maybe wiggle your fingers a little bit, rotate your wrists around. I think I'm gonna sneeze. Maybe not. That's gonna sneak up on me, right? All right. So we're gonna put the towel around the sole of the left foot. I think I usually like to walk both feet up onto the floor. And then towel goes around the left foot. We're gonna do this left leg up. Sometimes I'll start here, just with that right foot on the floor. Not quite as intense on the back of the leg here. And then I'll try extending my right leg out along the floor. So first we're just pulling this leg in, releasing the back of the leg. So these leg stretches, they're great too for, especially when you're using the strap, I think that you can get into this back of the knee area. My right leg's been really tight lately behind the knee. So you can also pull across the ball of your foot, so you're getting a little bit more into the low leg. And again, you may get that little tight spot in the back of the knee, you may get in there too. Okay, here we go. Left foot out to left side. So again, we're gonna hold the towel in the left hand. If you wanna do your little index finger in between the sides of the towel, if that helps. And then right arm can come out to right side. Right toes are gonna point up towards the ceiling now. We're pulling this right leg out a little bit from the hip. So getting that extension of the right leg, and your left foot's dropping out to the left side. So again, you may start to feel a little more pull behind the knee there. You can put your towel onto the ball of the foot, or it can be on the arch of the foot. And breathe. We're gonna bring the foot back up to center, give a little pull in here, and then the towel goes into the right hand. So we're keeping the right toes pointing up towards the ceiling as we bring this left foot and leg across the right leg. The left arm extends out at shoulder height, and then breathe. All the way back up. You can pull that foot in again. And then we're gonna let that left foot come down. We're gonna let both legs stretch out along the floor. Towel can go off to the side. I think we're done with that now. And arms out, maybe past your head. So if you don't have anything under your head right now, just a reminder that a little something to lift your head up and then stretch your arms out past your head can be really helpful to get into that upper back, into the neck, the shoulders. All right, we're gonna walk feet back up onto the floor. We're gonna take it into a reclining pigeon. So we're gonna work a little bit more on this outer hip, the IT band. So right ankle on top of left thigh, and then we're gonna hang on to the left thigh. and then settling in, finding your spot. So do you want to try to push this right knee away from you today? You're just trying to push that out a little bit as you're pulling. So it's like your knees going in one direction and your ankles coming in the other. Do you want to lean a little bit to one side or the other? Or do you just want to hang out in the middle and relax a little bit and breathe out? So how are you here? So when we're thinking about the spine, and releasing tension out of the spine, we're going to think about like what are all the ways that the muscles connect up into the back and into the spine. So we're working on hips, we're actually helping to, release some tension out of our back and our spine. So everything is connected. Sometimes we can be like, oh, I need hip openers, but that's all related to everything else. All right, so we're gonna release down. Let's let both legs come down and stretch out along the floor. So if your low back's bothering you, it may be that it's legs, that it's a lot coming from your legs. So we just did, hamstrings, inner leg, outer leg, IT band. We need to do quads still. So maybe that it's coming a little more from the hip area. So the psoas that runs through the top of the leg comes up inside the pelvis and attaches to the spine. So working on quads and stretching out the front of the hips in a lunge is really helpful for the spine and the low back. We're gonna walk feet up onto the floor. So this is why it can be hard to determine, where to go when you're having pain, how to relieve that pain. Because where is it really coming from? It could be so many different places. All right, including our, just a mental state. Left ankle up on top of right thigh. I'm gonna give myself a little pause here because I often feel this right in the front of the hip. I'm gonna bring this ankle up. I'm gonna give that a minute to relax a little bit, and then hanging on to the back of the right leg. And then where's your spot here? I'm gonna lean a little bit. You're going to try to push that knee out away from the body a bit more as the ankle's coming in. And you relax your shoulders. And then all of that carries up into the neck. So even what's happening in our feet, right, will change the way we're standing. So what's happening with our hips, what's happening with our backs, and then what's happening into the neck. So if you're having neck pain, don't forget about your feet, your legs, your hips, everything below the neck. And then we're going to release this side, let both legs come down again, let them stretch out. Take a big breath. And we're going to bring our arms past our heads. And then let's do a heavy baby. We're going to bring the knees in. So walk your feet up on the floor, bring your knees in. First, give that a squeeze. So if your low back's still really tight here, maybe just, maybe even ease up a little bit. But if it's okay, you can try happy baby. So happy baby tends to get a little deeper into that lower back. And then you can even try to intentionally kind of pull the feet downward a little bit more. See how that is. And you can rock a little bit. All right, so one of the other ways to get a little bit deeper into the low back So again, all relative to what you're feeling, is to have your head down on the floor, grabbing hold of your feet, and then just trying to pull. I think it's more like lower legs. Okay, I'm gonna try using a block today. So just be gentle on my upper back and my neck. I'm gonna put a block underneath my sacrum. So giving myself a little bit of lift, and then I'm gonna try to pull, there we go, pull my feet and get a little bit more onto. So this can help with your upper back, getting, hard to breathe here, getting a little more pressure on that upper back, but it can also help you to pull a little bit more into that low back. So again, just as long as it's feeling okay, you can try to start to like pull your low back off the floor a little bit, pulling your legs in a little bit more to the body. So maybe even just with a pillow underneath your pelvis, getting a little more lift there. But yeah, if you can pull your feet, and comes with this where it starts to get hard to talk, you can try to pull your feet a little bit more towards the top of your head, getting a little more pressure there. Talking was not a good thing for me at that moment. And then just coming on down, take a breath. All right, so we're gonna take it into reclining deer pose. So just here on the back, feet on the floor, a little bit wide. We're gonna drop the knees to the left, focusing on the right leg. So now we're gonna try to get through the top of the thigh into the quads, letting that inner right leg drop down towards the floor to try to stretch through the top of the leg. Breathing into it. Change sides, so bring this right leg in, walk it on up. And we're gonna let legs drop over to the right side, focusing on the left leg. Back up. And pull your knees in, rock a little bit from side to side. And then we're going to take it into a reclining twist. Arms out at shoulder height, legs are going to drop to the right side. And then back to center. And we're going to let legs drop over to the left side. come all back to center. And if you're doing happy baby, grab hold of your feet. And then wherever you're comfortable for Shavasana. Take a nice full breath. Notice how you are in this moment. And if you're coming up to seated, maybe bend your knees, roll to one side. And then make your way all the way up. Hands at the heart, nice full inhale. Release it out. Thank you for being here and sharing in this practice today. Namaste.